Hi, kindergarten families. I'm here today to walk you through how to make your child's name plate for the name writing activities this week. So, on your choice board, there will be a link and it will say something like make your child's name, and it's going to take you to A to Z teacher stuff. And you just go down. And then here you'll have to make some decisions. If you have a shorter name, you might want to stay with the portrait size. But if your child has a longer name, then you might want to do the landscape or sideways. And you just type their name. We're going to do traditional manuscript. And then you're going to click Create Worksheet. From here, you can print your child's worksheet. If you don't have a printer, I'm going to show you how we're going to write your child's name for them so that they can trace it. But before I show you that, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about pencil grip. So in kindergarten, at the beginning of the year, we spend a lot of time talking about pencil grip. Some of your children may be gripping your pencil like this still. And this is because the muscles in their fingers are not yet developed and it just feels better. But we're going to encourage them not to do that. Some of our children may be doing like a hook, like this, or a hook even like this with two fingers. Again, we're going to encourage them not to do that. You don't have much control when you're death gripping your pencil like this. So the grip we're going to encourage them to do takes the first three fingers, and you just ask your child to put these three fingers out, or maybe you might need to manipulate their fingers so that they could do this if this feeling is foreign to them. And you're going to place the pencil or crayon or marker, whatever they're using, in between those two first fingers and their thumb. Now here we have a few options. We can have the two, what's preferred is the two top fingers on the top and the thumb on the bottom. And look at this, maximum control. I can move all around and manipulate my writing utensil. Some people, myself included, like to rest the pencil on that third finger, and then we get the pinching motion from the thumb and the first finger. That's acceptable. That's good. But anything other than these two, we're going to encourage them not to do that. And it's going to be awkward for them. And that is why we have put so many fine motor skill activities in our independent workshop this week so that they can strengthen those muscles. If you watch sports, if you play sports, then you know about muscle memory. If you are learning how to dribble a basketball or shoot a basketball, you want to try and practice until you can't get it wrong. And that way, your muscles that you need to shoot the basketball create a muscle memory. We're doing the same thing for our children's hands. They need that memory of how I hold the pencil, and then they'll never forget. I'm sure many of us don't even remember learning this because it is a muscle memory thing. So that's pencil grip. So remind your students and help them with the pencil grip. Also, teaching is showing, not telling. So if your child's not doing it right, it doesn't matter how many times we tell them to do it right, that's not going to work. What we need to do is what we call hand over hand. So pretend that your child's hand is my hand with the pen, and your hand, your writing hand, the hand that you write with, is my hand with the rings. And what you're going to do is take your child's hand, and this looks awkward this way because it's both of my hands, but you're going to take your child's hand and you're going to ask them to allow you to move it because they may push back because this is a foreign feeling. And whichever letter you're writing, you're going to ask them to allow you to help them write it. You're going to create that muscle memory for them, dragging their hand along, pushing it along so they can feel how you're asking them to write. Okay, now let's go on to creating the name writing activity. If you have like a yellow marker, or just a regular yellow marker from your child's pack of markers, that would be a good utensil to use to write the name over and over again so that they can't erase your marks. But if you have a pencil, you can use that. You can use a pen. But what I want to show you is if you have regular lined paper, you want to make it big enough so that they can practice. So we're going to use these 2 lines in this wide ruled paper. So if I was writing my first name, Yolanda, I would go through using the proper writing strokes that we also have linked for you on the document. So if you don't know the proper strokes, go ahead and review those for your child's name, because a lot of handwriting is also knowing the correct strokes to use. A lot of the times our children are doing things that they have learned out of necessity because they haven't been taught the strokes, like going and doing the line and then the circle, and then they say, I can't attach it, or then they try to go back and attach it. But if you're doing the proper stroke, then it's much easier for it to be formed the correct way. So you're going to go through, pretend that's not there. We're going to go through, write their name several times on the piece of paper, just like the word generator did if you had a printer. And you can continue to write their name several times on the piece of paper, and then they can go back with a pencil and trace. Also, let's remember some of our children have learned how to write their name in all capital letters, which was great for 4K or pre-K, but now is the time to teach them that their name begins with a capital letter, and that's the only capital letter, unless you have an exceptional name, it's like an apostrophe. That's the only capital letter that should be in their name. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making the first week of school great. We'll see you soon.